Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gamer Grudge. We're not going to be doing our normal spiel where we're going to be making fun of things. Instead, we're going to be talking about an upcoming game. We're going to be talking about Borderlands 4. There was a series of announcements that they made at PAX West that we are going to break down and talk here. As always, though, I have Kevin. I'm the one doing the announcements, so you can say hi, Kev. How's it going?
I've manifested myself in the flesh, I guess. I'm not a clanker anymore.
It's okay here, and feel free to edit this out if you want to edit it since you're the one doing the editing here, Kev. But just everybody in the comments, feel free to just immediately go bald, 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 and
I
that's
didn't render the
and
full
that and
fit.
that's your cue to like start putting the like bald thing.
Bald, bald, bald,
As I was saying though, we have a series of announcements that was done at PAX West, and we're going to be chatting about them. Gearbox had their showcase. They went up on stage. They talked about what's going to be expected in the end game of Borderlands 4, and there was a ton of stuff that they said. They also talked about DLCs. They talked about the first seasonal event, talked about the first bounty hunter pack, and they talked about the first story DLC. So there's a lot of stuff going on right there. But first things first. So, Kev, just to tell you a few things about the end game. Clearly, I've already messed something up because you're laughing at me. Jeez. But
I before because this is Gamer Grudge. We got to do it. We got to make fun of something because it wouldn't be a Gamer Grudge
okay.
episode. My man Randy Pitchford. We're doing magic tricks still. We're doing that
Yeah.
whole spiel. This took like 15, 20
Yeah, I'm
minutes.
sorry. It literally took like 15, 20 minutes, and you could obviously tell it was staged. But hey, it's whatever. That's always his stuff. He has fun with it. You know what? Whatever.
Hey,
But it's fun to
whatever
poke.
works.
It's fun to poke fun. It was still, being someone who was in the middle of one of those tricks,
Yes.
it's fun to be in the middle of it, but like seeing it in a video, it's funny.
It is. It
But
is.
but okay, so as far as the as far as the end game announcements go for Borderlands 4, first off of the list we have Ultimate Vault Hunter mode is returning. They specifically chatted about how with Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, it's not going to just be, oh, you beat the game, then you just launch straight into it or whatever, or you go into like True Hunter. I don't remember which way it goes. It's either Ultimate or True then Ultimate, whichever. But either way, Ultimate Vault Hunter mode's returning. That and how you're going to do it is once the credits roll from beating the game, you're going to go through a series of missions. They said those series of missions will set you up to beat Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and you'll go through a series of ranks in general for Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. But here's a nice fun thing for you: you don't have to do any more farming, which is like, I mean, 90% of Borderlands is farming, but like you can still do farming. Don't worry, they didn't take the farming out of the farming simulator here, but they made it so that it's not as bad, and you don't have to constantly farm. You don't have to treat it as a religious practice anymore. Basically, once you get a weapon that you do like in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode that is a legendary or whatever, you can carry it with you into the other ranks, and it will rank up with your character and be good in each one of the ranks. So that's the stuff for Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, at least. Well, except for it also has new farming zones, and there's also new bosses that will appear in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. And there's a weekly wild card mission that guarantees you legendary gear. So, Kev, what do you think about it?
The whole like farming aspect, it got tiresome for a while, especially if you just play Borderlands. You know the loop. It's just robotic at that point. I think that's a good idea whenever there is a very big amount of guns in this game to just kind of be like, all right, like you
Over
found the
30
one.
billion. Keep that in mind.
Exactly. It's like you found the one and you can kind of just sink your teeth into that one and just be happy. That's what I do. I don't get my jollies out by like finding like X amount of weapons of the same thing. It's just not my deal. I want to get the gun, move on, and have a good time. Um, this we talked about before about value and like what we find in games, and value in Borderlands 4 has come up a lot. This end game stuff sounds good. Like this is what you want out of like a now $70 title where it's like, okay, we're gonna give you end game stuff, but then there's more past that, and then later on we're gonna talk about. They elaborated even more about like their content slate, what's coming out. As much as I I have my thoughts about how Randy handles these games, it is refreshing because going into Borderlands 4, I wasn't as psyched about it. I wasn't as like over the moon, like, man, a new Borderlands is coming out. I was just like, okay, great. Like another Borderlands game is coming out. I'm gonna play it. Now I'm like, okay, like now there's something there to really get me sold on the game entirely. So I'm happy about all this.
Yeah, I'm excited about Ultimate Valorant mode returning. I'm excited that they're actually going to set you up for it now. Like basically they talked about how the missions are going to like have you run through like a few bosses and everything that get progressively harder, so that way you are prepared for Ultimate Valorant mode. So I'm glad about that too. But to continue on with more of the announcement that they said about the end game too, they also talked about a new form of skill tree called specializations. They basically said it's like the badass ranks of Borderlands 2, where it's like you're gonna very much hyper spec your character, where it's going to be like, oh, you're increasing like specific, not like, excuse me, not like specific stats, but like giving extra bonuses. Where they talked about one of them being good for gun builds and everything, and then they talked about others being good for like melee and everything. But specifically, though, specializations will come once you reach level 30, once you hit the level cap or whatever. You're going to start getting specializations. That new experience bar, every time you level it up, you get a new point for your specializations, then you can fine-tune your skill trees. You can fine-tune your build that way, and if you ever want to, like, respec it, you can, and the cost of that is going to specifically be Iridium. So Iridium is returning as well. So there is that. There's the specializations. That's one new thing. Then also on top of that, they also said that Moxie is going to have what's called the Encore machine. So you can go and fight bosses again at any time. You can also bring people in via co-op to fight bosses like over and over again. So that way you can farm more easily. And specifically, the Encore machine is going to give you increased drop rates if you like pay Iridium. It said increased drop rates with Iridium, so I'm assuming you pay Iridium to increase your drop chance. The more Iridium you pay, the higher drop chance you have. That's my assumption, at least. And then on top of that, you're going to have Maurice's Black Market. That's returning. And they also said that the loot for each player is going to be different this time. So every single player is going to have a different loot pool in Maurice's Market. That way you can invite people in, they said, in order to be able to like have them buy loot from you and everything. So there you go. More fun ways to play with that. And finally, the last thing that they announced with the end game is that, the last few things that they announced is Invincible bosses are returning. They're going to be free add-ons. So those are returning. And they also said that specifically there's a firmware system that allows you to even more fine-tune your build by like editing guns specifically in order to like increase specific parts of guns as well. So, Kev, what do you think of the rest of this stuff?
The general consensus like around Borderlands 4 for me now post this showing at PAX West is we're 4 entries into Borderlands, and it's like you get to number 4 and you ask yourself as a fan base, and probably this has been talked about within Gearbox, how do we change the game? How do we change this, or what else can we do when we can both agree Borderlands 2 is probably the best game of the series?
Oh yeah, peak in terms of story. I mean, gameplay-wise, I will forever say Borderlands 3 has the best gameplay, but...
And that's my point, where it's like you've done the peak of story, you've done the peak of gameplay. Number 4 should be the encapsulation of all that, what you've learned prior. What they showed off here were all the quality of life improvements that longtime Borderlands fans have been asking for and what they want, and incentivizing them to keep coming back with their friends and co-op play. And that I'm really psyched about, because there's been times where I play Borderlands and the first few games, I got through them and then I put them down and probably never picked them up again. And it's like, no, like this time around with Borderlands 4, I'm looking at what they're offering as far as post game, what they're offering as far as these like the Moxie thing where you can refresh bosses and keep farming and stuff. That stuff's cool, and like that's what's gonna make me want to come back to Borderlands 4 or 5 months from now, whenever I've beaten the game, like know my character, and I'm just gonna want to go back and play more.
You wanna know something else that's really cool?
What's
Another
that?
quality of life improvement that they initially had at least in Borderlands 2, and then they continued it in Borderlands 3 after a certain while, I think. If I remember right. I don't know. I beat Borderlands 4 or Borderlands 3 4 times over before they added anything else to the game. But in general, though, for the end game, once you reach the end game, you are going to be able to start a new Vault Hunter at the beginning of the game at level 30 instead of at level 1.
That's what I need.
So there
That's
you go.
what I need.
You're going to be
I always hate
able
starting
to
a new
do
character.
Oh,
I always
same.
hate starting a new character just because it's like I've done this, I know this, like going back to level 1, you know the fundamentals to get you through the first half of the game, and then it's like no, I'm just here for the end game and like getting all the better loot.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, you're starting off at a high point and it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be interesting. So, again, tip of the hat as much as we're critical here.
Yeah.
They've been killing
how
it,
many
man.
times did you play Borderlands 3? Did you only beat it once?
I think I played it twice.
Okay.
And
so
then I just never
I
bothered.
beat it 4 times over because I played it once on each one of the characters. And I
Okay.
made it like halfway through with a dupe character just because that's like what I was originally playing the game with a friend or whatever, and then we stopped playing it and I had a
Yeah.
solo character that I played. So I've beaten it like 4.5 times here. And I can tell you, beating that game 4 times over was a freaking slog to get through.
Yep.
It was so annoying with the campaign. The story was very, very annoying to progress through. And so just being able to start at level 30 and be able to blast my way through fast, that is going to be just amazing and so much of a time saver.
Yeah.
Especially
no,
for
100%.
me, because I'm going to be beating the game 4 times over at some point. I know I will. I'm going to play with all 4 characters.
Yes, you are.
But
No, you have to. You're required.
But yeah. And now, okay, so I'm going to save this. Like, I'm going to save all the DLC stuff for last. So, nice bonus that I didn't tell you about yet, though, is that they said at the very end, since Borderlands 4 has hit #1 on, like, multiple charts for pre-orders, they went ahead and added additional content for if you pre-order the game.
I'm literally looking at this
Yeah.
right now.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Hey.
for those who have not pre-ordered the game yet, if you need incentive to pre-order the game, that is, then for more incentive for you than the skins that you were already going to get, you also get a new legendary item that is just immediately usable. It'll carry you to the first boss. That's what they said. And then afterwards, it basically just shoots fireworks and like, oh yeah, you can have fun with it. And you can only get it through pre-ordering it. Then, on top of that, you also get a level 30 ordnance that's going to be available to you. Like, as you hit level 30, boom, you'll be able to use it. There's also going to be a level 30 legendary weapon as well. That's a rifle that you're going to have that will be given to you when you hit the end game. And you also, on top of that, get a a cosmetic. Each Vault Hunter will get a Ripper head as well, like a Psycho head. So that is more additional stuff for if you want to pre-order the game, if you haven't already and you want to pre-order it. So there you go. But it's nice to see that they're doing additional content for pre-ordering, like giving stuff. It's like, I will say this. At first, I wasn't sure really about the price with the whole $70 or like $80, possible $80 price tag of it, and I wasn't sure about like the whole $140 or something, or $130 for the super deluxe edition. But it seems better now with what I've learned about the end game. Seems like content's more worth the money. It also seems like the pre-order bonuses are there. Are you feeling more secure about it yet?
Well, they're doing what all companies should do, and whenever it comes to pre-order stuff, give them reason and give them stuff that's not going to be pay to win. It's all cosmetic, great stuff. I mean, granted, these guns will help you through gameplay, but I'm sure you're going to come across better weapons, like no doubt. But yeah, like what we've heard today, time of the recording, is what would have made that talk like so many months ago whenever it was like we don't know the price of Borderlands, there's rumors it's going to be X, Y, and Z. It would have made those rumors kind of like go to bed and be like, oh, but this is what we're getting a lot more than just a one-time playthrough campaign and throw it away. This is great. This is, hey, I got to admit.
I mean, they should have been leading with this stuff. Like whenever the price was questioned or whatever, they should have just been like, so there's going to be more stuff that's worth it. Like if you're not sure about the price now, just wait till we make more announcements. They should have just at least led with, hey, we're going to be announcing a lot more, so you can base everything off of it, instead of just being like, oh, if you're not a real fan, because that was the very poor move.
There's things where it's like, I bet you some of this stuff probably just got finalized like 2 weeks ago. And it's like, okay, but you kind of know what's in the works, and you can kind of just be like, hey, like we're expecting to drop a lot of content post-launch and throughout like however long they're doing all this stuff for. And just say that instead of, hey, real fans find a way. Like, oh no, like, come on, man.
Yeah. But, okay, so speaking of the stuff that they are going to be going and creating for the game, finally we got the DLC announcements. So DLC announcements, first off, they're starting off early on with a seasonal event. It's going to be happening in the fall. So shortly after the game release, we're going to be at our first seasonal event. It's going to be called the Horrors of Kairos. And so the first seasonal event, it's going to be like the seasonal events of Borderlands 3, where there's like little like mini stuff going on. You have like tasks to do and everything. Now, this one will come with new legendary weapons, have new cosmetics, and also new weather variants. So since there's dynamic weather in Borderlands 4, they're going to be changing the weather variants.
Is that new Vault Hunter coming at this time too?
No, not the new Vault Hunters.
Because he kind of looks like a witch, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
He looks like a witch
He looks
hunter.
like a witch hunter.
I mean, yeah,
Thank you.
he could be. That could be a Halloween thing. Come on, Randy.
But no,
push this one out.
That one's not coming then. But after
Too
that,
early,
then
too
we
early.
have our first bounty pack. The first bounty pack is one. It's going to be Christmas themed. So bounty packs, specifically bounty packs, they were essentially equated to what is the Headhunter DLCs in Borderlands 2. So you can expect like a little story with like a little area to explore and everything. So that's what you can expect out of the first bounty pack. But it includes new missions, a new boss, also a vault card that has 24 cosmetics and four rollable gear. And then on top of that, you also have a story that focuses on the character Rush. He's like the bigger character that they've been showing off in the trailers, and he basically, quote unquote, is going to be spreading seasonal cheer. So it's going to be Christmas themed cosmetics. It's going to be like weapon skins, Vault Hunter heads, and then also new vehicle skins as well with that.
That was what I was enjoying the most in Borderlands 2 whenever we were streaming it. We did the Torg Thanksgiving one. And like more games should just do that. Embrace the holidays and like have fun with it. And like Borderlands would do that with that humor that they always do throughout the games. So I'm looking forward to these especially just because it's like a fun thing, like to get in the holiday mood or whatever and just have fun with it.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm excited for it as well because I love the Headhunter DLCs. Like, I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite one is not the Thanksgiving one. It is the Valentine's Day one.
Oh,
I do love the Moxie Valentine's Day one. That one was really fun to me. But, so that's the first piece of, like, actual paid DLC is what the bounty packs are. So that's the first piece of paid DLC. Now, the second piece of paid DLC that they did show off... well, not show off, but talk a little bit about is it's basically a cosmic horror one. They equated it being similar to the Guns, Love, and Tentacles DLC from Borderlands 3. And it will feature the return of Ellie.
Oh,
and
nice.
The DLC is called Ellie and the Vault of the Damned. So all cosmic horror themed. The voice actress of Ellie was there on stage. She said that Ellie is uneasy and is in a quote-unquote spooky area that is a frozen tundra wasteland. So,
Okay. Hey,
frozen
sign me
tundra
up.
wasteland area. It sounds very similar to Guns, Love, and Tentacles because that one was also in a frozen area to start, at least. And so that one's going to include a new map zone, new enemies, and new loot. So there's all that. And I'm assuming like new cosmetics and everything as well with that. And then that will drop in Q1 of 2026. And then along with that, in Q1, they're going to be dropping the first Vault Hunter, which, as we've already established through the silhouette, which Kevin will put on screen, hopefully, and whatever, it'll just cover us. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right here.
But, yeah, the silhouette of the Vault Hunter at least looked like a Witch Hunter type guy. They didn't say his name. They said that they just came up with his name, so that automatically just makes me assume it's a new character. It's not going to be anybody who's a returning character, so we're not going to see, like, oh, Hammerlock finally get a shot at being a Vault Hunter. You know, we're not going to see anything like that. And we're not going to see Tiny Tina, at least not yet. So please, hopefully, Tiny Tina be the second DLC Vault Hunter, but guy can dream. But, Kev, what are you thinking about the DLC now?
DLC are fun for Borderlands, and like I was saying earlier about going back to replay the game, it's like, okay, Q1 of 2026, so that's what, February? Ish? I don't know quarters that well.
Q1 is going to be January to like March.
Okay, so yeah, like by that time,
January,
by that
April.
time, I assume everybody's going to be like done with Borderlands, like they're on to whatever the next game is. And then they drop this DLC, and that's exactly when you want to drop something like this. Whenever you do want to drop a big, expansive DLC to the game with a new character that you could probably jump into and play, it's a good strategy to kind of space things out and kind of... Because I know people for the first few months are going to be grinding Borderlands like crazy, then they're going to get sick of it, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to take a break and come back in time for the DLC, new Vault Hunter. We're off to the races.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for it. Like... I actually am excited for Borderlands 4. Like, my excitement has steadily grown. I have, like, at first I was like, oh, come on. Please don't be like Borderlands 3. They are actually putting in the work to show why it has value. So I'm glad about that. So we'll just have to see what comes next from this. But yeah, that was everything they announced. But Kevin, is there anything else that you want to say about it?
Just don't lose sight, Gearbox, of what you're doing here. You're doing something good. I can only root for you now and hope you get it across the finish line. I'm looking forward to play the game. I hope the story matches up to... I'm not going to say matches up to my expectations, but just anything better than Borderlands 3. You got this. I believe in you, Gearbox.
I mean, really, they don't have much to go off. Like, they don't have to go too much better with story here. I mean, they really have to put in the bare minimum, and the story is going to be better than 3's. But Sam Winkler, hey, if you're watching this, I believe in you. From what you've told me at PAX, I believe in you. I'm going to take everything that you said truthfully. And you know what? If the story fails, I blame you.
Blame you. That's it.
But we'll see what happens. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you like our content, feel free to subscribe and like the video. We are trying to grow here, and we want you to be part of that journey. And if you also want to be even more involved in the journey, then you can join our Discord where we're always talking about games. But I've been Aiden, and this has been Kevin. We're going to talk to you later.